I've helped dozens of Aggie parents find investment properties for their son or daughter to live in here in Bryan-College Station over the years. And usually that conversation starts off with, should I buy a condo or should I buy a house? Well, the answer is not what most parents expect, which is why today I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of 4 different assets that are available for Aggie parents on the market today. And we're going to look at which one is the best ROI, but also which one might be the best fit for you. So stay tuned. Our first 2 examples will be a condo and a townhouse. And I'm starting here because this is where most of my Aggie parents start, and for good reason. These are generally an easy button and a no-brainer because they're in high demand by the Aggies. Now, it's important to note the difference between a condo and a townhouse, something that I didn't immediately know. Also worth noting that some of these condo complexes call themselves townhouses. So it's important to understand what the difference is and to make sure you know what you're buying. With a condo, you usually own from the studs in. You have lower insurance, but higher HOA fee. With a townhouse, you own the land and the exterior. You're responsible for exterior maintenance, but usually your HOA is lower, and we see that it's easier to get a loan on a townhouse, so usually your interest rate is also lower, lowering that monthly payment. So let's look at some specific examples. If you're an Aggie parent looking to go down the path of purchasing instead of throwing away money in rent, you need to check out the Aggie Parent Property Program. That's a program that I put together specifically to help you strategically make smart decisions, purchase a property, and ultimately manage it, making the most amount of money with the least amount of headaches. If you want to see the details of that program, in the description below, there's a link. Check it out. And if it's the right fit for you, we can schedule a call. For our condo example, I chose the Lakeridge condo complex, specifically unit 1811. I love this complex because it's close to campus, only about 1.5 miles, and has an A&M bus stop just outside of its gates. That's right, it's a gated community. Now, the asking price for this condo is $274,500, and for that, you get a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, roughly 1,250 square foot condo built in 2013. The HOA fees are another huge advantage. They are very low relative to what I'm seeing across the market. At only $212, they're roughly $100 cheaper than other condo complexes. Here's my caveat to that. I would not be surprised if these fees don't jump in 2026. So at least for now, it's a good HOA fee relative to the competition. For that $212, you get a lot of amenities. I already mentioned it's a gated community, of course, because it's a condo, all of your exterior maintenance and lawn care is covered. Plus there's a resort style pool, fitness facility, and rec room. Because of all these amenities and the high demand, you can charge about $600 to $650 per bedroom, meaning your income potential is $1,200 to $1,300 to help offset that monthly expense. And call it good news, the condo complexes have taken a hit over the last 2 years. We were seeing these same Lakeridge 3 bedrooms, 3-bath options sell for closer to $300 or more just 1.5 years ago. So you're getting about a $25,000 discount. The only risk that you face is, are the prices done dropping? Because there is the off chance that the prices could continue to get lower in a very soft market. Let's compare that to a townhouse example. In this case, I chose the ever popular Barracks townhouses, specifically 3525 General Parkway. This is a $299,000 3-bedroom, 3-bath, roughly 1,250 square foot unit built in 2014. Now, the HOA fees down in the Barracks are even lower, only $189 per month, but of course you are covering that exterior maintenance. For that HOA fee, you are getting a lot of amenities. In fact, more amenities than any other townhouse around town, which is why it's so popular. You get the Cove, which isn't just a resort style pool, it is a resort. There is also a secondary pool within the complex. There are walking paths, dog parks, outdoor workout facilities. They even stock the ponds so that you can fish them. They've got basketball courts and more. It's no surprise that the Barracks are high demand by the students, which also leads to high income potential. You can rent out the bedrooms for $700 to $800 per bedroom, meaning you're bringing in $1,400 to $1,600 per bedroom to offset those expenses. And in the Barracks, we haven't seen the same softness as we have in the condo complex area. So for the Barracks neighborhood, you can still find a good deal, but $300,000 has held pretty steady for these 3-bedroom, 3-bath options. Next up, let's talk single family houses. And man, is this one difficult to cover because for one, in 2025, we saw more listings and more active listings than any time in the last 10 years. And all that active inventory is still out there. So there's a lot of options to choose from. You can take a dump of a house, a fixer upper, or buy brand new and everything in between. Believe it or not, a lot of my clients are gravitating towards brand new build. Yes, they're a little bit further from campus, maybe a 10 to 15 minute drive, but the builders are giving you incentives like $20,000 your way. Basically, take 20K, use it to buy down interest rates, use it to cover your closing cost. That is a really nice incentive on a house under $300,000. If you're considering that, I would focus on the following builders: D.R. Horton, Stylecraft, Lennar, or Century Community. But today I had a very specific house in mind: 216 North Avenue West. Unfortunately, I found out this morning this house is pending. In only 4 days from when it was listed, they already have it under contract. And there's a good reason for that. This house was only a mile from campus. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a 2-car carport, asking price only $260,000. And yes, it was a little bit older, built in the 1950s, but still looked like it was in pretty good shape. And the kicker is the income potential. This house at the time of this recording is rented out for $2,050, which means you could easily charge $600 to $700 per bedroom. So you have income potential of $1,200 to $1,400 on a $260,000 purchase with no expensive HOA to deal with, meaning this would have been your best return on investment when it came to covering your mortgage. Unfortunately, this went quickly, which speaks to the single family housing market. We do see a lot of inventory. There are deals to be had, but the truth is the good deals still don't last long in a market like Bryan-College Station with an economic driver like Texas A&M. So if you are interested in a single family deal, I recommend that you have everything squared away, that you get with Schwartz Realty Group. We line up exactly what you're looking for so that we can strike when the opportunities hit. Case in point, 216 North Avenue. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the wild card of this video, the duplex. Now, I chose to throw duplexes in here because when it comes to price point, it's right there with the rest of them. Specifically, I've got an example, 1710 Lawyer Street with an asking price just over $300,000, $309,900. This is a duplex, 2 units. Each unit is 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, roughly 1,000 square feet with a 1-car garage. Now, it is older, built in the 1960s, but the income potential is undeniable. Fixed up duplexes, yeah, you might need to put a little bit of cosmetic updates into this. Schwartz Realty Group can help guide you through that process. But duplexes like this rent fixed up between $1,300 and $1,400 per side, meaning the side that your son or daughter doesn't live on can make you $1,400. And then the spare bedroom in the side that they do live on can produce another $700, meaning you're making over $2,000 per month on a $300,000 purchase, and you don't have HOA fees to deal with. That makes this the best investment of the whole group. Now, it is important to note that the multifamily inventory has stayed relatively low and demand has stayed relatively strong. What am I getting at? Prices continue to appreciate for multifamily in ways that we didn't see. So condos are probably the softest, followed by the townhouses, followed by single family houses, which saw some appreciation. And then the duplex community has seen strong appreciation in 2025. So if you are looking purely from an investment perspective, you want the duplex, but I know there's not a lot of college kids that want to live in a 1960s built 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath duplex. So the question is, which one is the best for you and your family? If you want the frills, if you want the easy button, if you want your child in a gated community, condos are the way to go. If you want a little bit more ownership, if you want a little bit more of a better investment, if you want slightly lower HOA fees, I recommend a townhouse. If you want flexibility and a plethora of options, the single family house is a really good opportunity. Plus we can find some value add, and with light renovations, light upgrades, kids, you can drive the value of that property, creating instant equity. And then if you want to be a baller on the investment side, if your kid is the type who can live anywhere, if your kid's the type of kid that could live in the treehouse in the backyard, then the duplex might be a great option. Shoot, they're still only a mile and a half from campus. That one is probably going to provide you with the best overall return on investment. So the question is, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments below which of these four would be the best fit for you and your family. And of course, in the description below, you can hit me up. My contact information is down there, Schwartz Realty Group. We can schedule a call to talk about which ones you like, what you don't like, and help get you on the right path to buying instead of renting while your son or daughter attends A&M. That was a lot. I hope I provided you value. If I did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and until next week when I drop the next video, you take it easy.